we just want to finally turn our attention to the world of scouting.
Yeah.
Robert, you wrote about scouts in your column this week. You thought you'd made a mistake by not sending your children to the scouts.
Scouts are having a very resurgence. They've got nearly 500,000 scouts in this country, and they're a very trusted organisation, not just by people who send their kids to the scouts. So I wrote, they're a good example of something that has quietly modernised itself from being what I think I described as a kind of monarchist, colonial, paramilitary, Anglican cult when they were founded. And they're now a sort of kind of warm and fuzzy force for social cohesion
big society in action.
And being nice to the environment and all the rest of it. So I think, well, yeah, I had this outdated view of the Scouts based on what I just said, how I've just characterised them, and maybe I was wrong.
Well, we've got Caroline Ledger, who's the Deputy UK Chief Volunteer at the Scouts. Hello, Caroline.
Hi there.
You were laughing at Robert then?
I wasn't laughing. I was smiling.
That was me. That was me.
Trevor was laughing.
You were merely smiling. Go on, then make the case for the Scouts then, Caroline.
Well, we've got 500,000 members in the UK, 57 million members around the world. And I think one of the great things about scouting and our growth over the last 10, 15 years has been how it has adapted to provide skills and adventure and experiences to young people. And it's something that parents want. It's something that volunteers really get out of as well. So, and as we've reinvented ourselves for the 21st century, we continue to attract more people and change and adapt to make sure we have kind, tolerant, young people who are going to be really good citizens in the future.
Were you a scout, Trevor?
I absolutely was. In fact, I was a cub as well. Dib. We'll do our best. And look, going back to the discussion we just had, the important thing for me about the Scouts, and I've spent most of my time in the Caribbean, but I spent 5 or 6 years as a child here. The Scouts and the Cubs were the only sort of institutions that did not abandon the inner city when things got really bad. And that meant for people like me, it was an opportunity to meet people who weren't like myself, who, had middle-class backgrounds and so on. I cannot speak too highly about the impact of Cubs and Scouts, certainly in families like mine. My brother's Scout as well. And I really think, admirable still in every way.
Caroline, you said you've got 500,000 members. How many more would you have in waiting lists? Because I know there's always massive waiting lists.
Yeah, well, our waiting lists have topped 107,000 this year.
Wow.
And the thing that will take those waiting lists down is by more adults volunteering, which I know is tough at the moment. All the different pressures people have on life, but I'd say anyone who can put their hands up and help with their local scout group, we can open new scout provision all the time.
Maybe
We've
that's
got
how I should make amends.
200 new sections over the last year, so we're doing our best, but the waiting list is growing.
That's perfect. You should open a scout troop.
I say, maybe that's how I can make amends by denying my
you'll get from that.
denying my children the opportunities to go.
Lovely stuff. Caroline Ledger, Deputy UK Chief Volunteer at the Scouts. Trevor Phillips and Robert Crampion, thanks very much. The King is on his